So this is a dirt jump bike, and essentially it's just a hardtail. It's single speed, it's 26-inch wheels, a pair of forks at the front, and just one brake. And that means it's simple. And because it's simple, it means the barrier to entry for one of these is really, really cheap. So why am I saying all this? Well, this is a video about dirt jumping. Although you don't need a dirt jump bike to learn to dirt jump, if you've got your regular trail bike, a full sus, a hardtail, or even an e-bike, you can easily learn to jump on one of those. So getting one of these can be a massive advantage, but we'll discuss that a little bit later. So by far the biggest challenge you're going to come across learning to jump isn't going to be technique or skill or any of that sort of practical stuff. It's actually going to be location. What you really need is a bike park, somewhere like here, Burlish Bike Park. What you want is somewhere that's got lots of jumps like this, lots of different style of jumps, and more importantly, the jumps continue one after the other, so you can get into a nice rhythm and a nice flow. Now, this doesn't mean you can't just learn to jump by finding a nice little jump in your local woods or on your local trail. That's fine, but it isn't going to be as big as advantage of coming somewhere like here. So why is coming somewhere like Burlish Bike Park so good for learning to jump? Well, it's exactly this. Rollers. You start off with rollers, roller, and then go straight into like small tabletops. So you've got rollers, you've got tabletops, and then these progress down. Now you can still just ride over these, but what it means is you can get used to making those shapes with your bike, making those shapes with your body, getting up and over, pumping the wheels coming off the ground without the scariness of having a gap or even just a big table that you've got to try and clear. Then as you progress, you can come onto another trail like this one, where you've got a slightly bigger tabletop. These are a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a kick to them, but still you can just ride over them if you want to. You don't have to send it, as it were. You can just take your time, get used to the jump, get used to the trail, get used to what your bike's doing, and just come in day after day, week after week. You know, you don't have to rush at this sort of thing. This can take sometimes months. Let's do this nice beginner trail first. This one's just called the tables. And as you can see, we've got roller, roller, and then this is a table, but it's more a roller, and you can just make your shapes. I'm not coming off the ground at this point. I'm just making the shapes with my body, getting used. My front wheel might come off the ground a little bit, but I don't have to send it. I can just take my time, get used to those shapes. It's quite leafy today. We're on a lovely autumn day, so the trails are a little bit leafy. So this is a really great thing about trails like this. So this little table line, really small, really manageable. You can just roll if you want, but they progressively get bigger as you go further and further down the trail. That's just massive for progression. It gets you into the mindset of jumping. It gets you into the psychology of it. And then as you get better, you start to clear them and you get more confident, the gaps start to get a little bit bigger. But the whole time, it's just a table, so you can always roll over it. You can always brake and back out, and you're not worried. So let's have a look at a really great feature here at Burlish Bike Park. This is something that I think all bike parks, all trails really need to be doing kind of a little bit more of. And that's this. The half double, half table. Absolutely perfect. There's a couple of jumps here. As you can see, it's got a gap being dug out of it. And this is ideal. So you've got the same transition, same takeoff transition, exactly the same landing transition, exactly the same distance in terms of what you're clearing. So that psychological mindset again, thinking about like, can I make this jump? I'm going to clear it. And then it's just perfect. That's another great thing here as well, is they've got a bit of a pad on the takeoff and a bit of a pad on the landing. So if you're just catching this or tagging it, even if you tag it, you know you're going to clear it. And this is just genius. This is, I think, what we should definitely see at more bike parks. And this is something that if you've got something like this local to you, or you know where you can go somewhere like this, this is perfect for learning to jump, because it really, really builds that confidence, really gets used to making those shapes again, making that being used to the bike being in the air, the shape of the takeoff, the shape of the landing, the distance, the speed, judging all those factors are things that, you know, you're probably a little bit nervous about, need to gain confidence on. And this is ideal. So let's have a look at this one then. So again, we've got tables and rollers so we can get really used to the bike. Oh, so easy. Beautiful. So hopefully you're really starting to see some of the benefits of having a bike part like this. We're going to move on to the next one, the hip jump. Now, if you don't know what a hip jump is, it's basically where the takeoff and the landing don't stay in line with each other. They can be as much as 45 degrees. This one's probably about 60 or 30 degrees, depending which way around you think about it. I don't know. But let's see if I can show you. So basically, here's the takeoff, and there's the landing. If I show you from the landing, the takeoff's actually pointing that way. So if we look from here, you can see it a lot better. This side's slightly higher than this side. That makes it easier. So if you're not as good as hipping, you can just take the short route. And as you progress and get better at hipping, you can move across to the right hand side and make the gap bigger. And basically the reason it's called a hip is because you use your hips when you jump. So as you jump, you turn your bars and you twist your hips, if I can show. So that's you're twisting your hips, and that twists your hips into this jump. I'm going to do a couple on here, and hopefully that will show you that body movement. We go from one side of the jump to the other, so we're going to hip to the left, hopefully put a bit of a table on, but it's great for a bit of bike skill. So why am I making this video? Well, there's a lot of bike videos out there that talk about jumping and are tutorials effectively for jumping, but they all concentrate on more the technique and the skills that you need to jump, going through it step by step, the squash, the pop, the body position, how to get your bike off the floor. And that's great. You absolutely do need that. And if you're interested in that, I'll put a few links up on the screen. There's some really good people, especially in this area. You've got people like Adam Coxon at Skills Loop. Go check him out. He's got some wicked videos on YouTube showing you how to jump and other mountain bike skills. He's also a coach, so if you want to book him for a one-to-one session or be part of one of his coaching sessions, hit him up. You've also got people like Smiley Brown. He's great, BMX Club, Flight Club. He does a lot of BMX coaching and mountain bike coaching as well. But hit him up, especially if you've got young kids. He seems to do great with the young guns, the groups and stuff like that. And also here, Hannah, here at Burlish Bike Park, she's a coach and she does coaching sessions here as well. But what I really kind of wanted to kind of hit up on in this video, what I want to make this video about is the mindset towards it and kind of what we did as kids and what the kids are doing today. The kids that become great at dirt jumping, the Matt Jones, the Sam Pilgrims, the people like that can be really good at dirt jumping. They just had places like this local to them, and they just started on smaller rollers, and when they were jumping, they were trying to jump higher and further, and they wanted to do whips, and they had no inhibitions. And I suppose that's what we have as adults. We have more of an inhibition, don't we? We need to lose that. And that's the secret to learning to jump. It's not technique or a particular skill. It's just having fun and getting used to the bike and repetition. Going out there, putting the hours in. That's what we did as kids. That's what got us to the skill level we're at in the first place. Or if you were at a skill level when you were younger, it was just the hours that we put in riding. And that's probably what you need to bring back. I'd be really interested in hearing your thoughts and comments on this video. It's a little bit different to the usual how-to jump video. I'm not even going to sure if I'm going to call it a how-to jump video yet. But I'd be really interested in hearing your thoughts and comments, your feedback. And also, I think these are some of the videos I might want to explore in the future. So if you've got any feedback or you'd go, I'd really love it if you could do a video on X or Y or Z, maybe we look at some more bike skills. As always, if you like bike parks like this, on the screen now, there'll probably be a little link to the next little trail guides. I've got guides of here like Burlish, we've got Northampton, Phoenix Bike Park, all the rest of it. Until next time, guys, take it easy. Bye.